Hi there. A while ago, I filmed Cheng Man Ching's 8 exercises for health, and I put the video on YouTube for free. And there's been lots of really positive comments. And the one thing was when I filmed it, it was a bit ad hoc, so there's no filming of my feet. But today I've got the space, so I'm going to refilm it and reshare it. Please let people know all the details about the exercises will be in the notes. I'm just going to go through a few now. Okay. So these exercises were developed by Professor Chen Man Ching with the aim of making Tai Chi and Qigong more accessible in terms of people that might struggle, say elderly or people that want to learn Tai Chi in more detail. So I use this a lot for fall prevention groups and also I can add to my general Tai Chi class. So the first one, there's 8 exercises. So the first one is called walking on ice or walking on thin ice. So the idea is you imagine the ground beneath your feet is all ice. So some people might call this Tai Chi walking, but you can sink your weight into your supporting leg. Make sure you feel okay and then release your foot and place the other foot down so your heel to toe, almost like your feet have got Velcro on them. And then you're checking the ground is solid and safe so the ice won't crack. Then you release your weight into that foot, and as you release your weight into that foot, you release the back leg. So you're committing directly down, and you peel the foot away and step, peel the foot away and step. Instead of stepping and moving onto the foot, you're making sure you're completely committed to one leg. And when you step, you're checking the ground first to make sure it's safe. If you imagined it was thin ice, maybe, oh no, that's a bit crackly, I'll move it somewhere else, or that feels more stable, that feels more solid. So you can walk and step and check the ground. When you walk backwards, you put your big toe down first and roll your foot down so it's completely flat. And when it's completely flat and you know the ground's good, then you can transfer weight. Don't move into it because it'll just crack. So when you're walking backwards, step back, checking the ground, release. Step back, check the ground, release. Step back, check the ground. If you think it's not right, then move your foot somewhere else. And when you walk forwards, forwards, heel down, release your foot, check the ground, then move your body into it. Check the ground, move your body into it. That's walking is thin ice, and I would suggest, depending on your space, usually 3 or 4 steps forwards, 3 or 4 steps back. Next one is what people tend to do is when they're focusing on the floor, they look down and then start slouching down. So the next one is called wearing the moon as a cap. If you imagine, it's a bit like as if suspended from above, but if you wear the moon as a cap, you're upright into the moon, so your head's upright, your body's relaxed. Then as you step forwards, walking on thin ice. Wearing the moon as a cap, walking on thin ice. Wearing the moon as a cap, working on thin ice. So from now on, all the rest of the 8 movements, you'll be wearing the moon as a cap so your body's upright, hips relaxed, knees soft. Wearing the moon as a cap, working on thin ice. Next one is plying the oars or rowing the boat. So, this idea of rowing. If anybody had rowed, you realize that you pull your oars towards you and that makes you go backwards. And you push your oars forwards and that makes you go forwards because as you push, you're in the water, it pushes you forwards, pulling yours towards you, bottom goes forwards, pushes you back. So when it moves the cap, rowing the boat, check, release it, pull yourself into that foot, check, pull yourself into that foot, always push yourself into that foot. Always checking the ground. I feel as if you're pushing yourself forwards with the oars, putting yourself backwards with the oars. Okay? Again, as much space as you've got. I don't know sometimes if I'm doing this in a class, and I'm checking on everybody. Depending on one's rowed a boat, you realise you can turn a boat with one oar. And sometimes I do entertain myself. As I'm rowing a boat, I will turn round and check how the class is getting on, move around the class. But really, all the time, I'm practicing walking. The next one is setting the sail. If you imagine like a Chinese junk with one big sail out in front of you, so the big sail all out in front of you. And so you sit back, like white crow's wings, we sit back and set the sail. And as you open the sail and the wind catches it, you're going to walk on thin ice, walk on thin ice, walking on thin ice. So maybe the wind's blowing this way. You should set the sail, step, make sure you're okay. The wind pushing you backwards. Set the sail, moving backwards. Set the sail, moving backwards. So you start to add them together, always checking the ground. So you're aware about your proprioception and your connection to the ground, your feedback through your body. Always checking the ground before you place your weight into it. Wearing a marine cap, rowing the boat, setting the sails. Setting the sails, moving backwards. Setting the sails as the sail pulls, the wind fills up. Set the sail, pulls you forwards. Always checking the ground. Then chasing the clouds, so waving your hands in the clouds. If you wave your hands in the clouds, then again, you can be walking backwards, waving your hands in the clouds, as if you're walking in the fog or through the clouds, and you're aware, you know, can't see what's there because the clouds are forward, so you're checking the space around you. Wearing a music cap, walking on thin ice. Okay. And then the next one is standing on the brink. So if you imagine just on the edge of a precipice or you're going to do like white crown spreads wings, standing on the brink, checking. So I tend to do this one with people as if they are maybe standing by the edge of a swimming pool and taking the water, or standing on the edge on the path, checking how damp the grass is, or what the sort of sand feels like with their toes. So maybe it's sand or maybe it's grass, or just checking it. You're standing on the brink. So instead of falling forwards, you're keeping weight back and white crown spreads wings, and you're checking the ground. Change sides, checking the ground. Okay? So that's standing on the brink, then wading the stream. Now, walking on thin ice was on top of the ice. Wading the stream is quite similar, but now you're going to focus on the stream bed beneath your toes, maybe the sand or silt, and also the water rushing. So if the water's rushing that way, it wants to sweep my legs away, or the water's rushing this way, it wants to sweep my legs away. So here the aim is that I check the ground beneath my feet, step in the water, feel the water against my legs, and feel stable. The bed of the stream as I step, when the music cap, checking the bed of the stream, feeling solid and stable, knowing that I can take the pressure of the water pushing against me, or the pressure of the water trying to push it away from me. Okay. And gradually, you're walking, checking the ground, the bed of the stream under your feet, feeling it between your toes maybe. Feel the water against your legs, trying to push your legs away, or even soothe your muscles. The visualization is up to you. That's wading the stream. Okay. Get as many steps as you feel comfortable with the space that you have. And then the last one is riding the wind. Now, riding the wind is a bit like diagonal flying or part of the white horse's mane. So the idea that you're riding through the wind like a dragon, flying and soaring through the wind. Maybe walking backwards, flying and soaring, flying and soaring, flying and soaring. And if I mention these 5 animal exercises, they might call this one stag, but in this set of exercises, we called it riding the wind. So you focus up and out as you're riding the wind, forward, up and out as you're riding the wind, back, riding the wind, back, riding the wind, back, riding the wind. Okay, I hope you found that useful and helpful. Please do share and ask any questions you may have. See you again next time.